Hi, I'm Dr. Tony Shepard, and this is the Parenting Minute from Groupworks. This is a new feature that will be on the website via YouTube, and hopefully will be a regular addition, and it replaces the former Groupworks Parenting Institute. So I sent an email out, and I want to thank parents who responded, asking for topics for the Parenting Minute. And one of the topics that was sent in by a parent was asking about texting and screen time, particularly with adolescents. And that is a very relevant topic nowadays, and so I thought I would talk about that. The question specifically focused on the fact that there's this constant struggle between parents and adolescents about texting privileges and screen time privileges. Sometimes that's computer, sometimes that's smartphone, and that is very common nowadays. I think the other part of the question was that the teenager presents the situation as though all of their peers get unlimited texting time and screen time. That may or may not be true. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. The first thing I think to keep in mind about technology is that really that is a privilege that is not all that different from other privileges, like being able to drive or go to the movies or hang out with friends, those kind of things. So it is a privilege. It's not a right, although a lot of teenagers will argue that in fact it is. And the place that I start out with parents and with teens when we're talking about technology is the idea of variety and balance in your life. That it's not healthy for anybody to do the same thing all the time. So it's not healthy to text all the time. It's not healthy probably not healthy to read all the time, even though we usually elevate reading up to a high level in our society. There's nothing wrong with reading, but if you stay in the house reading books all day, you're going to miss out on other aspects of life. So introducing that idea of balance, and research actually shows that healthy people have balance in their lives. They have balance in their activities. They don't do the same thing all the time. So it's not healthy, nor is it acceptable to be in front of a screen all the time. So I think that serves as a foundation for parents in giving a context for the argument for less time spent on technology. The argument that everybody else is doing it, I don't find that to be entirely true. There is some truth to it. There are kids out there who are completely unregulated and uninhibited with technology. They're allowed to stay up all night texting or playing Minecraft or using social media, but I think they're in the minority. However, teens are trying to make an argument. They're using intelligence and they're using debate skills and things like that to make their argument. So it sounds really good to be able to say, but mom, but dad, everybody's doing it. My friend Fred, my friend Susie gets to do whatever she wants. She gets unlimited texting. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I think arguing there is pointless because you can't prove that Susie or Fred gets unlimited time unless you actually know their parents, and then maybe that argument is worth having. I think that what is more effective is to say, well, that may be true, but I'm your parent. It's my job to raise a happy, healthy person, and happy, healthy people have balance and variety in their lives and in their activities. Personally, I'm a parent of a preteen and who has a cell phone, who has a smartphone, and I have chosen to use the provider, the cell phone provider, the feature that they offer that blocks texting certain times of the day. And the way that was introduced is that it's very important to get proper rest and get homework done. So we have blocked texting privileges and internet privileges on the phone at certain times of the day. And so far that has not been met with much resistance. I think that as she gets older, it might be. Apologies to my daughter for using her as an example. But I think there are tools like that that are very affordable. I think with the provider that we use, it was around $4.99. So restricting access, will they get upset? Yes. Will they get over it? Yes. Hopefully. So I think setting up, there is absolutely nothing wrong with setting limits on the use of technology, just like you would set limits on the use of anything else. So that's one message to parents. In terms of talking about these things, I mean, I think there are going to be arguments about it. There are going to be struggles. There is going to be give and take. I think if that's done on a foundation of one, explaining why you're doing what you're doing, parents obviously being on the same page about that is important. So negotiating that, if it's a two-parent household, or two parents in separate households, whatever the configuration is, negotiating that between yourselves up front so that you take to your kids a very unified approach. So negotiating with your kids on that. I like to say that access to technology is a privilege that is earned. So when there is trust, when their trust is built based on the adolescent taking responsibility, then they may be able to have more freedom with technology. If there's some reason to doubt the trust or the responsibility that they have with it, in other words, you find inappropriate material, inappropriate conversations, or the use of the devices at inappropriate times, then there's going to be more restriction on it. The negotiation piece, I think, is important. Hearing them out, not when they're making ridiculous arguments like they should have unlimited access, they should be able to do whatever they want, type whatever they want, send whatever they want. That's not a reasonable negotiation or discussion. But to hear them out on negotiating for the text blocking to start at 9 o'clock rather than 6 o'clock in the evening, that's a legitimate discussion. The other thing that I would add is that if those discussions about the use of technology get out of control, and they're not productive, and you continue to butt heads over it, then that could be the sign of a bigger issue in the relationship, and you might want to seek family therapy or other kinds of help in terms of repairing that relationship and bringing that negotiation back online. So it in that case, it might be about more than just the access to technology. There may be a fundamental lack of trust or willingness to engage in the relationship. So those are some guidelines. If you'll check on my website, there are links to some other online resources that can help parents make some of these decisions. One organization that is based here in Louisville is Operation Parent, and their website is operationparent.org, www.operationparent.org. They have some good resources and also links to other online resources. Also, Jefferson County Public Schools, under the parent page, and I believe Safe Schools has links to organizations that offer guidance for parents on these types of topics. So I hope these things are helpful, and I look forward to the next Parenting Minute. Thank you.